Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Manaisa, plastic surgeon, owner and CEO of Marang Aesthetics, and founder of Smile Artists Africa, a non-for-profit breast cancer awareness and breast reconstruction PBO.
Amazing. Hi, Dr. Brian.
Hi,
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. As you just introduced yourself, you are the founder of Smile Artist Africa and you are a plastic surgeon by profession. And I do know that you roped in other surgeons like yourself and visual artists to come together for this initiative. Can you tell us about the idea?
Okay, so what we decided to do, what we wanted to do was to have an initiative or an outreach program that was more about spreading hope, love, and joy to our community. So, together with the artists, what we decided to do was to have an annual art auction where we would raise the funds, and the funds raised would be used to fund breast cancer reconstruction for those people who couldn't afford it.
Mm.
Once we had the idea, we then realized that we needed a few more people to join in terms of making an impact. We then approached some fashion designers and asked them to dress some celebrities and celebrated South Africans who would then come together to bring life to this event. Fortunately for us, everybody agreed. So what we have right now is something that while I may have started, I'm really just a small part of. And what we
Yeah.
do is we host an annual fundraising auction where we have artists, designers, celebrities, and celebrated South Africans. And celebrated South Africans are very successful South Africans from different walks of life, and all of these people give of their time on the day towards to contribute to this fundraising effort of ours.
Amazing. I decided to wear a Matosa t-shirt the other day because I know Matosa is part of the designers.
Yes, he
Anyway,
is.
so I know this started in 2020 and we were deep in the pandemic. How did you manage to raise over R1 million in such a trying time? And what were some of the challenges that you encountered?
Yeah, it was really fortunate. Our timing always coincided with the breaks in the lockdown. So our first auction was on the 4th of December in 2020, and the government had literally increased the numbers allowed at an or at public events to
Yeah.
50 the week before. Our event in last year was on September the 24th, and government relaxed their COVID restrictions at the end of August. So I guess a lot of it has maybe been by faith, but for us, what it has really shown is the spirit of giving and the spirit of joy and the spirit of love that South Africans have, because all of the people, like I said, we've got a lot of moving parts, but all of these people have come together. Last year, Kyalami gave us the venue at a much reduced rate. They were very worried about the number of people we could have at the auction, but they went ahead. They went ahead and gave us the venue. They helped us dress the venue in preparation for this event. And fortunately for us, whenever we've had an event, the ancestors have aligned and agreed.
Absolutely. I find it fascinating that your focus is breast cancer as a male. So, how do you distribute the funds? Do you, for example, help patients that are maybe have a shortfall when they're doing surgeries? How does it work?
Yeah, so how we distribute the funds is we first make sure that the people who come to us are medically fit for surgery and that they do have a funding shortfall. There are various ways in which patients can have a funding shortfall. One is if they do not have a medical aid at all and are unable to access breast reconstruction services. The other one is, sometimes the medical aid would partially fund. So I'll give you two examples. They might fund a tissue-based reconstruction where you're using the patient's own tissues, but refuse to fund the implant. Or
Yeah.
they might fund the total reconstruction on one side, but refuse the matching procedure on the other side. Because oftentimes when you're doing a breast reconstruction, you have to match the other breast. You have to make the other breast match, so that the person looks and feels beautiful. Yeah. So, and another way where we fund is where public hospitals perhaps need implants or tissue expanders or other equipment involved in plastic surgery and breast reconstruction. So those are the three different ways in which we help fund the surgery. There's another point you raised. You said that it's surprising to you that I would be doing this as a guy.
Yeah.
Well, for one, in my private practice is about 90% women.
Yeah.
The inspiration for the foundation actually came from a patient of mine who was self-funding her breast cancer reconstruction. She had breast cancer about a year and a half before, had the cancer removed, and had spent, she's a successful businesswoman, so she had spent about a year saving up for the reconstruction, and she came and saw me when she was ready to do it. Yeah. This did make me realize that not a lot of people were in her position who perhaps had the breast cancer mastectomy or breast cancer cut out, but were not in a position to be able to raise this money in the way that she did. And really, she was the inspiration behind us starting the charity. And like I said, most of my work is with women. So for me to be able to assist women and to be able to help empower women to make their own decisions really is a privilege for me and something I take very seriously.
This is brilliant, Doctor. Before we get on to the event that is next month, how often should women check for anything related to breast cancer, etc.?
That is a great question, Noctula. I'm so glad you asked, because while my foundation focuses on raising funds for breast cancer reconstruction, really the bigger goal for society has to be about prevention and early detection. And it's a growing problem because there's an increasing incidence and rate of breast cancer in young Black women. This is an increasing problem worldwide, and the cancer that they're finding in these young Black women tends to be a lot more aggressive cancer than the old traditional cancer that they used to find. So from your early 20s as a young woman, you need to be doing breast self-examination. And I'll show you how you do it. Once a month in the shower, if this is your breast, you divide it into four quadrants. And then you just start in the one quadrant and you feel for anything that feels abnormal, hard, painful, stuck down, anything that just feels different. If you're doing this every month, then you will have a natural memory of what your breast feels like. So you feel in each quadrant, and if you find anything, then you go either to your local clinic or you go to your local GP. What they are likely to do is to check your breast again and either put your mind at ease. There is a very common kind of a lump found in breasts called a fibroadenoma, which is very common and very, very innocent. It's not a cancerous lesion at all. Yeah. So they will either put your mind at ease, or they will take a tiny needle the size of the insulin needles that we use for diabetics and stick that into the actual growth and take some cells out. And this simple measure will, if you have early breast cancer, allow you to treat the cancer effectively, likely with a good chance of cure. Okay. Once you are over the age of 40, we then do recommend an annual mammogram because of the changes that happen in the breast with time. Once you're over 40, we do recommend an annual mammogram where you let a professional do the examination of the breast for you.
Okay, that's really insightful. I personally needed to hear that. Moving on to exciting news, you have an event next month on the 8th and the 9th of October. That is Fusion Art Fashion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I do know that it's going to be at the Cradle of Humankind. Can you tell us more about that? how do we get involved as the people as well?
Okay, so on the 8th and the 9th of October this year, we have got a spectacular event that you can be a part of. You can come out and share the day with us. There's many ways in which you can take part and contribute in your little way or your own way towards this breast cancer reconstruction in South Africa. The ways in which you can contribute is first by buying a ticket. Tickets are available on our website, smileartistafrica.com. And then, of course, what we do is we host an annual art auction. So this is a great opportunity for you to buy some investment-grade art, art that you love and would enjoy having in your house. And at the same time as you've bought this great investment piece, you would be contributing to the fight against breast cancer in South Africa. The day itself promises to be an art exhibition like you have never seen before. We have got some of South Africa's best designers on board. We've got the winner of last year's menswear designer, Sheldon Kopman at Naked Ape. We've got the winner of last year's female designer, Palesa Mukubung, on board. They're going to be dressing some very successful, beautiful South Africans, and you'll be able to mingle with these people in the most beautiful setting that you could imagine. So really, the idea is for you to come and enjoy the day with us. And if you see a piece of art you love, buy it knowing that you're contributing to a great cause.
Brilliant, brilliant. I love it, Doc. Thank you so much. As you heard, please buy a ticket and be involved. It's going to be a spectacular day. Thank you, Doc. We appreciate it.